Alright, we're back here on the Kingdom of Heaven map. And it is the Muslims strategy card phase. And let me see if we can find a pointer. I got a good pointer somewhere. Well, I got tweezers, but they're not here. So anyway, and during the Christian card play, they attempted to relieve the siege of Acre unsuccessfully. As a matter of fact, I gotta move my men back around here. And old Cocky Gee, and I looked at this again. This will be my third time with this Renault, but I think that is Renault. That's not a V, it's a Y. Renault. So I thought earlier it was Rev Nault. No, it's Ray. So it's probably the guy that started all the trouble. Cocky motherfucker. And him and his goofy leader Gee. What is it with these leaders of all these people in charge? The last person you want in charge. You've seen that movie Kingdom of Heaven? Yeah, they made. I don't know how he was in real life, but old Gee's someplace. Now what I do with him is, he's watching that movie thinking, man, they made me out to be a dickhead. But old Gee and Renault got handed to him by Aladil, and it was definitely a less than desired, shall we say, attack, but they went on with it anyway and suffered their historical results. Now, we are back with some card play for the Muslim player. And during his last card play, he picked up a card. And it is a specific card for these scenarios, Scenario B, Scenario D, and C. And it is, hold on a second, the True Cross card. The only problem is it's beneficial for the Christian player. So he won't be using it. He'll be using all these. But he does have... Oh, where is it? Right here. A good old dispute over division of booty. Leave it up to the Christians to shoot themselves in the foot again, as it was in history. Christian player removes 3 units as choice from any unbesieged army. Alright, so I think this is probably good. It might be time for this one. We might have to see what's going on here. We gotta do some movements. We got a siege going on. We got units getting ready to go take over with old Antioch. And we all got to do this within this card play. Because after that, unless I get a certain amount of victory points. I think I had something else wrote down here. Oh, okay. Muslim castles captured, so make sure we add that to the total when it comes time for the victory points at the end of this turn. This is a critical time in this Kingdom of Heaven Saladin game, I've been calling it, but it's actually Adut. Let me see, I'm going to get this right. Udita Tremendi. So I don't know, whatever Tremendi means. Odita, maybe that means crusade, but it was a tremendous crusade, is what I am interpreting that as. Audita Tremendi. So we're coming down to the last parts of the old Audita Tremendi crusade. Critical card play coming up. Strategies got to be exact. We'll be right back. Alright, to get down to the devil in the details. To make an assault on this Acre, he's got a resistance factor of 6. Got to bring that down. Got to bring that down a bunch. Plus, they don't have no division over booty. They can't have a division over booty because they are besieged. And for this card to qualify, they have to be unbesieged. So, let's see if we can get a good picture in here without that light. There you go. A good medieval art. So, what do we do? No diplomacy cards. I think the assassins are out of this turn. Oh, we do have units spread around. I don't think I have to worry about my city. I don't think anybody's going to go there. He's too busy somewhere else, so we do have a couple of units around here, but do we have the cards to get them down there? Let me work me out a scenario and a procedure to get me at least 6 victory points for the Muslim player. I'll be back. Alright, so in the camps around Acre, well, Eladil, and his men are looking at the map and coming up with a bold strategy. They're not going to play their trump card because there is a stipulation: a Christian player may discard any card to reduce the loss, so he can just negate this card with whatever he's got there. So like I said earlier in the game, we gotta wait and throw that card down. He's only got 1 or 2 cards left. So what do? Zooming in here, we see something very interesting. We see that old Guy and what's his name? Oh, it's just my memory's shot. Old Renault and their cockiness to go relieve Acre, who was left Jerusalem barely garrisoned. Aladil is going to pull out of Acre, swing south through Jaffa, and lay siege or maybe assault to Jerusalem. Then Guy's got to fight his way back in. Oh, what's going on? Let me look and see how I take care of my plan, and we will be back. We need the cards to do it. You gotta look at some cards. Once we get there, we do have attacker, siege events. We have 2 attackers. The one I'm looking at here is this A on the cards. So you could use these cards for the ops, for the events, or for the siege events. So they all got. And I thought they had one more deal on here, but I guess 3 is what they're. You could use these cards in 3 ways, 3 specific ways. Way back. That's some exciting Kingdom of Heaven play. Alright, now another key thing is which card to play. I need at least a 2 card to activate them. We're looking at that number on the very left. And if you want to get specific about it, which we should do, that is his, I don't want to say strategy rating, but we'll look here. Yeah, strategy rating. Alright, so you have to meet a strategy rating of 2 to activate them. Got plenty of cards. This one here I don't want to use because it's got an attacker siege event on it, so we'll hold that. Plus that's got the killer Armageddon event on it. This one here I can't use, it's only got an ops of 1. Now I do have 2 cards. This one here is one I had in my hand, but this is the one I just picked up. This one here again has a really good attacker siege event. This card here has no siege events, so we will be using this card I just picked up. Luckily fits right into my plan, and with this card we'll be placing it back into the pile. And Al-Adil and his army are on their way. We'll be back. And there's where we'll end up. Now, Guy's got a choice to make. He does have, well, he don't really. He's got a cavalry unit there. To have been able to have shadowed that unit, that cavalry unit would have had to have been in Jaffa, and then have attempted an avoidance of battle. And if he did avoid battle, he could shadow. So he wasn't in the right position to do that anyway. But I was just giving him the option, wondering if I had the option to shadow Al-Adil for some attrition. But that's not the procedure you take. You have to, if you want to do that, if you want to shadow, you got to remember to put units in front of them, avoid battle, and then you can shadow. All right, well that's it. We have to refigure this resistance factor because I don't think it's 8 anymore. But Al-Adil is there at Jerusalem, and he will lay siege. Procedure for laying siege of Jerusalem on the way. Oh, and attrition. Be right back. All right, well the people of Acre rise to dawn, and they're surprised there are no more Muslim armies. Where did they go? Where did they go? I don't think it'd take them too long to figure it all out. So he's down here at Jerusalem, and he's got 4 units with him, not counting his leader. So we're going to be rolling for this. Space with a friendly stronghold, no. Harsh terrain, none. He went through Jaffa. Oh, per movement space. Well, you know what? Jerusalem's 1, so we'll give him 1. We'll give him 1 on that. Mountain Pass, enemy stronghold. Space with a friendly stronghold. No, okay. So right now I'm just seeing that enemy strongholds in the space, and that's +2, so he'll be going from a 4 to a 6. Oh, could be costly there, Al-Adil, on that move. Just because you're going around areas where the Christians are at, and they're going to do some guerrilla warfare on your ass while you're moving. So anyway, We're rolling. One die. He gets a 4. I think he got there unscathed. 1, 2, 3. Yep. Just barely. But Aladil is there. Alright. Now we will see. I don't think there'll be any call for surrender. Like I said, that surrender call is pretty high, and there's all kinds of people around them for the morale in Jerusalem. But we will see what the procedure is and see if we got a chance. Be back. Alright, the new resistance factor has gone down by 4. It's now only a 4 because we only got 1 unit in there. No leaders. One thing we do want to see here, though, is for every 2 steps, you get a +1 inside a city. And this does not apply to castles, so remember that. But I got 2 steps in there, so instead of the basic resistance factor of 3, the only modifier I get is for the infantry unit that's in there. Other than that, nothing else. So we will have a resistance factor of 4. We will now look at the call to surrender, see if it's worth it for Jerusalem. If we even got a chance on a die roll, we'll be back. Alright, not thinking there's going to be a call for surrender. One of the key things here, though, is, and this is kind of, I don't know, that this is a typo. You calculate the stronghold's resistance factor, which was a 4. And it says here, if this is the first attempt, or, and this isn't the first attempt, I think it's been done before, use the previously calculated value, which would have been 8 on attempts. I don't think that's right, so we're going to go with the new one right here, 4. Now, it could mean if this is the first attempt, and thinking back in the game, I don't know if anybody's called for surrender with Jerusalem before, so this could be the first attempt, so we calculated it, and it's a 4 instead of an 8. And we have to roll higher, but here's a key. The number of previously failed surrender demands. And if I can get my zoom in here. Failed calls for surrender, and that's under the 2 box. So we'd be minus a 2 from the die roll right off the bat. And we got to get higher than a 4. So that's what I mean. There might not be no call for surrender because we know better. If the active leader has a battle rating of 3 and 4, he's only got a battle rating LDIL of 2. So I don't get a positive on that one. Minus 2 again. If the active leader has fewer than 6 units, I only got 4. So we're down to minus 4 on the die roll. We got to beat a 4. And last but not least, if there is elsewhere at least 1 unbesieged army with a combat strength of at least half that. I don't know about that one. If there is at least 1 unbesieged army, I do see one. The one that they just left at Acre. And it would be half. Enough movement points. Let me see. 1, 2. Yep, so I'm getting a minus 6 on the roll. No call for surrender. We'll be back with further procedures. Next on the siege procedure, establishing a blockade of Jerusalem. If the stronghold is a port, no blockade is established. Jerusalem is not a port, so we will continue. If the stronghold is not a port, subtract the number of units, not steps, inside the stronghold. So there will only be 1 from the number of besieging units, 4, so there'll be a 3. You must roll that number or less to successfully implement a blockade. Looking for 3 or less to implement a blockade. 2. Alrighty. Looking good for the Muslim player. Not too good for the Christians. They are now blockaded and sieged. Be right back. Alright, there we go. Blockaded and sieged. Or rather, besieged. The inhabitants of Jerusalem. Not looking good. He needs those victory points too, but I think that is all we can do now. And the strategy marker. Back over to the Christian side. What will the Christians do in response? Muslims pulled a fast one. Pulled out of Acre. Oh, you know what? I think we get some kind of a diplomatic advantage marker for pulling off that siege. Be right back. Yep, here you go. If your opponent ends the siege of a stronghold that is also a victory space, that doesn't qualify for any reason, including demobilization, and you make a subsequent, here's a key, if you make a subsequent die roll less or equal to the victory value of the space, you gain possession of marker. If you roll a 6, your possession gains possession if he does not already have it. So here we go. The Christian player gets a die roll. He pulled out of Acre. Acre's a 5. All right. Die roll, and you make a subsequent die roll of less or equal. So I need a 5 or less to gain possession. 6, he gets it. All right. Diplomatic advantage marker in the Christian force pool. Ooh, that could hurt. Well, we'll see. It's getting down to the nitty gritty, but hey, every little fraction counts. And there you go. Oh man, would I have done that if I had known that? Yeah. He has a resistance factor of 6 versus 4. Plus, like I said, if I pull off Unsieged, I got that card to use. Got that card. Looking to pull out my first Muslim victory. We're now ready for the Christian strategy phase. Be back.